everyone, my name is Miss Lauren Proda and I work at Roosevelt Elementary School in River Edge, New Jersey. If you know me, you know that you are now a pro student. And if you don't know me, if you've never seen me before, welcome, you are a pro student. I call all of my students pro students. So today, since I love math so much, I'm going to teach you about another math topic. And that topic is coordinate planes. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, I forgot to plan my lesson. Oh. Okay, so I'm getting nervous. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go to my computer really quick. I'm just gonna search up what coordinate planes are so I can figure it out and teach it to you guys. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, all right. Coordinate planes. Okay, Mr. Corey Plane? Mr. Corey Plane, the coordinate plane expert. If you don't know anything about coordinate planes, click to download this special program. Okay, download. Mr. Corey Plane would like to take over. Do you allow this? I guess. Yes.
What? You said I could take over.
Yeah, but how did you get here?
The computer.
Oh, makes sense. But why are you so glitchy?
I'm from the computer.
Oh, also makes sense. Okay, well, listen, Mr. Corey Plane, do you know a lot about coordinate planes? Because I'm trying to teach this lesson on coordinate planes, but I'm not really prepared.
They don't call me Mr. Corey Plane for nothing. The coordinate plane is a two-dimensional plane that looks like this. It is formed by two lines intersecting. The horizontal line is the one that goes side to side. It's called the x-axis. The vertical line is the one that goes up and down. It's called the y-axis. The x-axis and the y-axis are perpendicular. The point that they intersect is called the origin.
Wait, Mr. Corey Plane, that's a lot of information all at once. Let me just review for the pro students. Okay, do this with me. I'm going to mirror it. Take your right hand and go x-axis, x-axis. The x-axis is horizontal, that's why we represent it like this. Take your left hand and go y-axis, y-axis. The y-axis is vertical, which is why we represent it like this. So then you see right here by my elbow where the x and the y-axis intersect, you should have that as well. You're going to clap at the origin. So we're gonna go x-axis, y-axis, origin, x-axis, y-axis, origin. Okay, Mr. Corey Plane, I think we're ready to go on now.
Thanks, Miss Proda. Now, the x-axis and the y-axis are actually just two number lines going in different directions. As you can see, at the origin, they are both at 0. As the x-axis goes to the right, the numbers get higher and higher. As the y-axis goes up, the numbers get higher and higher. We use the numbers to plot what are called ordered pairs. They look like this. It's two numbers inside parentheses with a comma between them. The first number represents the x-coordinate, which is where you need to go on the x-axis, and the second number represents the y-coordinate, or where you need to go on the y-axis. Got that, Miss Proda?
I think so. Let's just review one more time before you go on. So let's do this again. X-axis, y-axis, origin. X-axis, y-axis, origin. So Mr. Corey Plane was saying that the x-axis and the y-axis are actually just both number lines. So if we have the x-axis here, here's 0, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so on and so on. And then the y-axis starts with 0 here, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. So when we put them both together like this, the 0 on the x-axis is here, and the 0 on the y-axis is here, which makes the origin 0, 0. So let's say I wanted to plot the point 3, 1. I would have to go to 3 on the x-axis, and I'd have to go to 1 on the y-axis. So it would be here?
Correct. We will have plenty of time to review that again and again throughout this lesson. Now, coordinate planes have an incredible real-world connection: maps. Here's the world that Miss Proda is going to travel to so we can continue the lesson.
Did you say travel?
Yep.
But you just put a picture up on the screen of like drawn in locations, and I don't, it's just dots. That's not a real place. How am I gonna go there?
See, that's where you're wrong. You gave me permission to take over. So, off to the origin you go. Transport to origin.
Excuse me? Whoa! Hello? Where am I?
It seems like the sound is picking up just fine, just as my program is meant to do.
Yes, and I said, where am I?
You're at the origin.
The origin? But that doesn't make any sense. I don't see any lines. I don't see the x-axis or the y-axis.
But there doesn't have to be. Think about it.
Okay, so x-axis, y-axis, origin. So if you're telling me that I'm at the origin, which is 0, 0, that means if I run side to side, I'm running on the x-axis, and if I run front to back, I'm running on the y-axis?
Correct! I have you hooked up to a special piece of technology that will track your movements. Can you run around a little bit?
Sure. First I'll run on the x-axis.
Let's take a look at the tracker. Here's what the tracker looked like when Miss Proda was at the origin. She was at 0, 0. Here's what the tracker looks like now. Do you see how she's all the way over on the x-axis? She's all the way at 12. Wow, she ran far. Let's see what happens when Miss Proda runs back to the origin.
Now I'll run back. I'm back.
Miss Proda is now back at the origin. If we take a look at the tracker, it confirms it. She's back at 0, 0. This means she just ran right along the x-axis and then she ran all the way back. Let's see where she's going to run to next.
Now I'll run on the y-axis.
Tracker time. First, let's remind ourselves what it looked like when Miss Proda was at the origin, at 0, 0. Now, let's see where she is now. Wow, Miss Proda is all the way up the y-axis at 9. She's pretty fast at running. I don't think I would be able to get there so quickly. Let's see what happens next.
Now I'll run back.
By looking at the tracker, we can see that Miss Proda ran all the way back to the origin. Just to recap, this is where she started. She ran all the way up the y-axis and then all the way back down. It doesn't look like she's finished yet. Miss Proda, try not to tire yourself out. We've barely started.
Now I'll run on the x-axis again.
Let's see where Miss Proda is now. By looking at the tracker, we can see that she did not run as far along the x-axis as she did the last time. Last time, she ran all the way. Pay close attention to the number that she is on the x-axis. I'm going to ask you about that number in a little bit.
Now I'll run up the y-axis. Okay, well, I'm at the mall. Oh, I'm tired already. What's the ordered pair of this location?
Miss Proda, I told you not to tire yourself out. We have a lot more to do today. Now, let's take a look at where Miss Proda is on the tracker. Ah, here's her location. My first question is, what is Miss Proda's x coordinate? If you said 4. Miss Proda, do your thing.
Oh, you are correct.
That one may have been easy for you since I told you to prepare for it. Now, Miss Proda did run up a little bit before getting to the mall. Look carefully at the tracker. What is the y coordinate of her location? If you said 1.
You are correct.
Miss Proda is at 4, 1. Take a moment to look carefully at this image of the coordinate plane. Do you see where the first number, the 4, comes from? It's because Miss Proda's x coordinate is 4. She ran to the right 4 units. Do you see where the second number, the 1, comes from? It's because Miss Proda's y coordinate is 1. She ran up 1 unit. So, the ordered pair of her location, which also happens to be the location of the mall, is 4, 1. We put parentheses, the x coordinate, the y coordinate, and then close the parentheses to make the ordered pair. Let's get her back to the origin. Transport to origin.
Back to the... Whoa! Whoa! Can you please tell me what we're doing?
Sure. I am going to test you to see how well you understand this topic. The next location that you are going to visit is the local library. The library is located at 3-5.
Okay, all right, I can do that. So the library is located at 3-5. So 3 is the first number. So do we go to 3 on the x-axis or the y-axis? If you said x-axis, you are correct. So I'm gonna go this way to 3.
Here's the tracker. Miss Proda ran along the x-axis to 3. Remember, the ordered pair of the library is 3, 5. Miss Proda got to 3. Do you know which way she needs to go now in order to go to the y-coordinate of 5? Think about which way you think she's going to run next. Let's see if you got it.
Okay, I'm at 3 on the x-axis. Now I have to go to 5, x-axis, y-axis, origin. The y-axis goes up and down, which means to get to 5, I have to go this way. I found the library, wow!
Didn't I tell you that's where you were going?
Hey, let me be excited.
Now!
Wait, Mr. Coyplane, let me go in and get some books.
Ugh. Let's take a look at the tracker while Miss Proda is inside getting books. As you can see, she ran up 5 units to get to the y-coordinate of 5. The library is at 3, 5. The 3 represents the x-coordinate, which is why Miss Proda ran to the right 3 units. And the 5 represents the y-coordinate, which is why Miss Proda ran up 5 units. Have you noticed how we always write the x-coordinate first? That is a must with coordinate planes. Well, that took long enough. Initiate transport back to origin.
I got a lot of books. Look, oh, that's heavy. Ouch. That gets worse every time. Where are my books?
I'll keep your books safe with me here. The next location you will be visiting is the park. I'm going to text you the location. Don't say it out loud. When you get there, we'll see if the pro students can figure out what the coordinates of the park are.
Okay. Okay, I see it. Okay, x-axis, y-axis, origins. Okay, this way. Here I am, I'm at the park.
Let's take a look at the tracker to figure out where Miss Proda is. Take a moment to come up with the ordered pair yourself. If you said 7, 5.
You are correct.
Miss Proda's location, the park, is located at 7, 5. Let's review why that is the correct answer. First is always the x-coordinate. If we take a look at the x-axis, which goes side to side, we can see that the x-coordinate is 7. Miss Proda first ran 7 units to the right. Last is always the y-coordinate. If we take a look at the y-axis, which goes up and down, we can see that the y-coordinate is 5. After Miss Proda ran 7 units to the right, she ran up 5 units to get to the park, which again is at 7, 5. Transport to origin.
Ouch. Again?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for Coordinate Plane Project Number 1 with Mr. Corey Plane. Well, actually, not we, but just me. And actually, since Miss Proda gave me permission to take over, this is the regularly scheduled programming, regardless of what I decide to do, but you get the idea. To complete Coordinate Plane Project Number 1, all you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. You can use any paper you want. The type of paper that works best with coordinate planes is graph paper, but it's okay if you don't have that. White paper, line paper, construction paper, or any other scrap paper is perfect. If you don't have a pencil, a pen, marker, coloring supplies, or any other writing utensil will work. Make sure you ask a trusted adult if you are able to use these items. Once you have these items, if you don't have them yet, hurry and go get them. You don't want to miss this. I'm going to show you how to draw a coordinate plane. Hold your paper horizontally. We are going to make a line across the bottom. This is the x-axis. Now we are going to make a line going down the left side of the paper. This is the y-axis. Next, we are going to number our x-axis and y-axis. Try to space the numbers out as evenly as possible. It doesn't matter what number you are able to get up to, just make sure they are spaced out similarly to what you see me drawing on the screen. Next, we are going to draw in our lines to make it easier for us to plot points. If you are using graph paper, you can skip this step. You may choose to use a ruler if you want to make sure your lines are straight. That's not necessary though. I would recommend drawing these lines very lightly so you can fix them if you make a mistake. Let's do it! did it! You made your own coordinate plane. We are going to make our own city with this coordinate plane. You can make the locations realistic or imaginary, just like I have several locations on my map. First, give your city a name. I think Miss Proda will appreciate this name. I'm going to call this city Pro City. I'm going to make the theme of this city everything Miss Proda likes. I will show you one as an example, and then I'll give you a few minutes to make your own. Miss Proda loves to solve Rubik's Cubes, so I'm going to make a Rubik's Cube building location. I'm going to make it right here. I'll draw a little picture to represent the location. Take a few minutes while I make Pro City and make your own city. Great work! Next, we are going to fill in the ordered pairs of each location. I'm going to first figure out the ordered pair for Miss Proda's nail art shop. Remember, always start at the origin. To get to the nail art shop, I need to go to 3 on the x-axis. When I'm there, then I need to go up 7 units to get to the nail art shop. That makes the ordered pair of the nail art shop 3, 7. Take a few minutes and figure out all of the ordered pairs of the locations in your city. If you're just tuning in or didn't make your own city just yet, see if you can figure out the ordered pair of some of the locations in Pro City. I bet your cities look incredible. If you want to, work on your city even more. Add more locations, color in the backgrounds, or make some streets. It's your city. Let's check back in with Miss Proda. I think she's looking for a sweet treat.
Hey, Mr. Corey Plain, can I get some ice cream?
Well, there's a little problem with that request.
Why? What are you talking about?
I guess now's a good time for the other part of the lesson. You see, we've only been working in Quadrant 1, but actually there are 3 more quadrants. The coordinate plane doesn't just stop at the x and y axis, it keeps going. The coordinate plane that we've been working with was sort of zoomed in. However, if we really want to apply this to real life, we're going to need to use negative numbers.
That's not a problem. The pro students can handle that. Right, pros? Right.
Okay, great. Well, number lines don't stop at 0. There is a whole world of negative numbers that's just as big as the positive world. You see, if we're counting up from 0, we say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're counting down from 0, we say 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. So, if we extend both of these number lines to reveal the negative numbers, it reveals the other quadrants, quadrants 2, 3, and 4.
That makes a lot of sense, Mr. Corey Plane, and I'll tell you why. This whole entire time, I've only been running this way and that way. I haven't been running this way or this way, but there's nothing blocking me from running those two ways. There's no wall here.
Exactly. As you could expect, if you like ice cream, you need to go one of those other ways in order to get your ice cream. The ice cream shop is located at -5, 1. Let's take a look at the new and improved tracker before Miss Proda takes off to get her ice cream. The tracker is exactly the same as it was before. The only difference is now we can see the rest of the coordinate plane. Before, the top right section of it was cropped, so that was the only part that was visible. Miss Proda is still at the origin, 0, 0, but now, since the negative numbers are visible, the origin is located in the middle instead of what was the bottom left.
Okay, we can do this. So -5, 1 versus x-axis, then y-axis. So -5 is first, so we need to go to -5 on the x-axis. Well, if positive numbers are this way, then negative numbers are this way. So I need to go to -5. Let's go.
This was the first time that instead of going to the right to start, Miss Proda went to the left. That's because the x-coordinate for the ice cream location is -5. When we look at the tracker, we can see that she traveled 5 units to the left from the origin, which is -5. Let's see what she does next.
I'm at -5. -5, 1. Now I have to go to +1 on the y-axis. +1 is this way. Yes, I made it! Ice cream!
Okay, well, here's the tracker. The y-coordinate of the ice cream shop is 1. That's why Miss Proda traveled up 1 unit after going to the left 5. If it was a -1, she would have had to travel down 1 unit, but it was positive. Again, the location of the ice cream shop is -5, 1. While Miss Proda is getting her ice cream, let me tell you a little bit more about coordinate planes. We can use the coordinate plane to find the distance between locations. Let's take a look at our map. I can easily find the distance between the ice cream shop and the mall. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The ice cream shop and the mall are 9 units away from each other. Can you figure out the distance between the library and the park? If you said 4 units. Miss Proda.
You are correct.
You keep enjoying that. I have one more thing to teach. Sometimes points can be on the x-axis or y-axis. For example, the point 0, 6 has 0 as the x-coordinate, so I can't go left or right. It has 6 for the y-coordinate, so I need to go up 6. Here is the point 0, 6. Give it a try. Where would the point 2, 0 be? Point to the screen in the location where you think it is. Two is the x-coordinate, so we need to go to 2 on the x-axis first. Remember, the first number is always the x-coordinate. 0 is the y-coordinate. That means we can't travel up or down, so we have to stay put. If you pointed right here, Miss Proto.
Delicious. You are correct.
Transport to origin.
Well, guess I'm done with my ice cream.
You have 2 more locations to visit until the rapid fire round.
What is that?
You'll see. The next location you will visit is the school that you work at. The location of your school is -3, -2.
-3, -2. Okay, that's 2 negatives. You know, pros, I had a really good idea. When we're working with negative numbers, instead of going x-axis, y-axis, origin, we can represent it like this. X-axis, y-axis, origin, with the origin in the middle. So let's do it. X-axis, y-axis, origin. X-axis, y-axis, origin. So if I need to go to -3 on the x-axis, I'm going to go to the negative numbers, which would be this way.
While looking at the tracker, we can see that Miss Proto went to -3 on the x-axis. Since the x-coordinate is negative, she ran to the left 3 units. Next, she needs to go to the y-coordinate, which is -2. Will Miss Proto have to run up or down to get to -2? Think about it and have your ideas in your head. Let's get back to Miss Proto.
I'm at -3. Now I have to go to -2 on the x-axis, y-axis, origin. So if I need to go to -2, negative numbers would be this way. Here I am.
Were you right? Did you say down? Great work! Just to recap, to get to the location of the school, -3, -2, Miss Proto started at the origin. She ran to the left 3 units, which got her to -3, and then she ran down 2 units, which got her to -2. Pro students, I bet you're really getting the hang of this now.
One of my favorite places ever. Okay, I'm just gonna go into my classroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Miss Proto, we don't have time for that. Transport to origin.
I said I wanted to go to my classroom.
You spent too much time eating ice cream. You can go to your classroom later.
Fine.
The last location you will visit before the rapid fire round is the stop sign.
The stop sign? That's it?
Yeah, not every location is exciting. The stop sign is located at 2, -4.
2, -4. X-axis, y-axis, origin. 2 is a +2. So which way should I go on the x-axis? Point to it. This way or this way? If you said this way, you are correct.
Here's the tracker. Miss Proto ran 2 units to the right to get to 2 on the x-axis. Next, Miss Proto has to go to the y-coordinate of -4. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked earlier. Will Miss Proto have to run up or down? Remember, this is a negative number. That should help you with your answer. Have your thoughts and answer in your head. Let's see what Miss Proto does.
I'm here. Now I need to go to -4 on the y-axis. Point which way I should run. If you said that way, you are correct. I made it!
As Miss Proto said, if you said to travel down, you got it. Since it's a -4, to get there, she needed to travel down 4 units. Here's the location of the stop sign. When we put it all together, it's at 2, -4.
Nice stop sign.
Transport to origin. Before the rapid fire round, it's time for Coordinate Plane Project number 2 with Mr. Corey Plane, me. Coordinate planes have an incredible real-world connection to art, and I'm going to show you how. For this project, you will need the same materials as before. First, you need paper. Like I said, graph paper would be best, but any type of paper will work. You will also need a pencil or any other writing utensil. If you don't already have it in front of you, ask a trusted adult and go get it quickly. I know Miss Proda is eager to get to the rapid fire round. For this project, you are going to hold your paper vertically. We are going to need to draw the entire coordinate plane, not just the first quadrant. So I'm going to draw the x-axis horizontally through the middle of the paper. Next, I'm going to draw the y-axis vertically through the middle of the paper. The x-axis and the y-axis meet in the middle at the origin. Just like we did with the coordinate plane project number 1, we need to write in the numbers on the x-axis and y-axis. Make sure you space them out well. Oh, don't forget to write in the negative numbers. After you do this, draw on the lines for the coordinate plane. If you are using graph paper, you can skip that step. We did it! Here's the entire coordinate plane. Now we are going to use it to create art. You are going to choose random points to plot, and I am going to teach you how to reflect these points. First, plot a point at the origin. Next, if I plot 1, 7, it would be right here. Now I am going to take this point and reflect it over the y-axis to the second quadrant. When I do that, the point is -1, 7. Now, if I reflect both of these points over the x-axis, they would be at -1, -7, and 1, -7. Reflecting is just like looking in a mirror. These points are reflecting over both the x-axis and y-axis. Let's try one more together. If I plot 4, 1, it will reflect to -4, 1, -4, -1, and 4, -1. Take about a minute and do this with a few more points. Feel free to copy the ones that I'm doing, or you can do your own. Now, let's make these random points into art. For this part, you will need to use your imagination. Do you see shapes that you can draw lines to connect? Do you see a snowflake, a leaf, or something else in nature? Do you see a random design? Whatever you see, start connecting points and see what happens. Your end product will be amazing no matter what you do. Feel free to use color as well if you'd like. Here's my ending product. It came out really cool. I bet yours did too. Now you know how to use coordinate planes and reflecting points to make art. Let's get back to the main lesson. It is time for the rapid fire round. Here's how the rapid fire round works. Miss Proda, you will be visiting locations quickly. Each location will include a question that the pro students at home need to answer. Miss Proda, I'll take over the "you are correct," and you focus on getting to each location. 1. First, you will be going to the pool. The pool is located at 9, -4. Point to the location of the pool. Remember, we always start at the origin. The x-coordinate is 9, which means that we need to go 9 units to the right. The y-coordinate is -4, which means we need to go 4 units down. If you said right here, you are correct. The location of the pool is 9, -4. Miss Proda, you can head to the pool now. Pro students, you should know exactly the directions that Miss Proda is going to go in during her journey to the pool.
Off to the pool. I made it to the pool, look.
Transport to origin. 2. What is the ordered pair for the diner? If you said 2, 3, you are correct. While looking at the entire map, we are going to focus on the diner and figure out how to get there. As always, make sure to start at the origin. If it helps, point to the origin and follow along with me. First is the x-coordinate. I need to go to 2 on the x-axis to be located directly below the diner. So we know the x-coordinate is 2. Next, I need to go up 3 to get to the diner exactly. So I know the y-coordinate is 3. That makes the ordered pair for the diner 2, 3. Miss Proda, it's time to head to the diner. Pro students, you should know exactly how she's going to get there.
Now I'm going to the diner. I'm at the diner.
Transport to origin. 3. Miss Proda will be going to -2, 5 next. Which location is this? If you said the post office, you are correct. Let's look at the entire map again to figure out why this is. The ordered pair we needed to figure out the location of is -2, 5. Remember, we always start where? I hope you said or are thinking that it's the origin right in the middle at 0, 0. Point there now if it will help you follow along. The x-coordinate is -2. I'm going to go to -2 on the x-axis since the first coordinate is always the x-coordinate. So I'm going to go 2 units to the left. Now I need to go to the y-coordinate of 5. To get to 5, I need to go up 5 units. When I do that, I'm at the post office. That's how you could have known that the answer was the post office. You should know exactly the directions that Miss Proda is going to go in to get to the post office. Go ahead, Miss Proda.
Post office is this way.
to origin. What is the distance between the pool and the stop sign? If you said 7 units, you are correct. Let's make sure you know how to find the distance between 2 points. Point to either location. We are going to jump count the distance from one to the other. Remember, when we jump count, we count the jumps. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At 7, you should be at the other location. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last location that Miss Proda is going to visit today is the only one on the map that we haven't talked about yet. Take a moment to look at the map and see if you can figure out which location it is. What is the ordered pair for that location? Which directions will Miss Proda have to go in to get to that location? Take about 30 seconds to think about these questions, then Miss Proda will travel to that location. Miss Proda, I think you'll love the next location. It's 10-2.
10-2, okay. Whew, all right, that's this. Mr. Corey Plain? Oh, he left a note. Dear Miss Proda, the program is now over and I'm back home. I had a great time teaching you about coordinate planes today. You are now an expert. List everything you learned today for the pro students. Please contact me for all of your future coordinate plane needs. Sincerely, Mr. Corey Plain, the coordinate plane expert. Pros, we've learned so much today. First, we learned x-axis, y-axis, origin, x-axis, y-axis, origin. We learned that the x-axis is just a horizontal number line and the y-axis is just a vertical number line. When we put the two of them together to make a coordinate plane, we can do a lot. We can plot points, we can find locations, we can read maps, and if we extend both of them, we can even use negative numbers to help us as well. Whew. Well, I'm getting tired, pros. Oh, it's been a long day. Whew. It's been great learning with you guys today. Whew.
Transport to origin.
No, not again. Oh, it's just a dream. Oh. Until next time, pro students.